Good morning. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. I'm getting ready to start my morning chores, and so I thought I'd bring you out so you could check out these baby turkeys that are growing quite nicely. No longer little, they're getting quite big. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you, little turkeys. Go. Yeah. Hi, turkeys. Hi, turks. Yeah. All right. Aren't those turkeys getting bigger? All right, time to go get them some fresh water. We've got to pick apples up off the ground and get them into pig pen. I would like to learn how to make apple cider vinegar from them. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. All right. Let's go check. And we're naming this rooster Mr. Gary. Isn't he pretty? So he's going to live in here till he gets a little bit bigger. He's going to be a friend of the new meat birds that come. And this afternoon I'll be cleaning out the brooder. He looks fine on water and food. Yes. I've got to add more straw. Look at the little egg this morning. And then I think we need to do some cleaning up in the chicken coop. So I think I need to add some fresh shavings in there. I'll have to do that later today. But in the meantime, I can add more water. And that is good. Let me get the water out. Alright. Let me go dump out the pool for the ducks. Now, found a little egg. So yesterday the coop door had closed in the wind because we had a little bit of a storm, and one of the baby your young hens must have laid a little egg because it's a little egg. So, oh, Finley's here. Finley, don't. That's gross, bud. Hey. Check this out. loving those apples and pears? So this morning, in the morning, Edward and I get up early and we do a Bible study together, spend some time praying together and really preparing ourselves for the day. And then we come out and do farm chores. And one of the things, I'm out here filling up the duck water. Yeah, they love their pool. One of the things that we were talking about this morning is just the attitude of gratitude. And how do you have gratitude when you don't feel like it? You wake up in the morning and the same troubles are there with you today that were there with you yesterday, and you're overwhelmed by them. And how do you have gratitude in those moments? And gratitude cannot be based off of circumstances or how you're feeling. Gratitude must be based out of a decision to boss your heart around, to look at what you have, what your desires are, what your hopes are, your dreams are, the relationships you have, the people you have in your life. Or sometimes you have so little that you don't even have the people around you, but there is always something. Early on in my life, I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, who's now in her mid-20s. Don't ask me her age, because I'm really bad at that kind of stuff. Anyway, she was in her mid-20s. She's in her mid-20s now, but at the time I was pregnant with her and I was homeless. And I remember one time, you know what? I better make sure that I'm not zoomed in all the way. Anyway, so you have to have this attitude of gratitude, and it's not something that you feel like, right? It's something that you choose. Hi, Speedy. How you doing, bud? We need to get you some fresh water. Just a second. Let's get Speedy some fresh water. Oh, you got good water, actually. Let's just get some of that hay out of it, yeah? Oh, you know what, bud? I'm gonna get you some fresh water. I don't like that. Anyhow, so as I was saying, I was pregnant with my oldest daughter and I was homeless. And some of that was rebellion, and some of that was just the way I lived, the way I was raised, choices I made. I was homeless for many different reasons, my choices, and I needed to get out of an environment that I was in. And I remember needing money to be able to take a shower and buy a sandwich from McDonald's. And I didn't want to stand out there with this on the side of the road with a sign that says, "I'll work for food." Call it pride, call it whatever. I didn't want to do that. And so I was walking along and I started finding like quarters and here and there I'd find quarters, and back then we had pay phones, and I would check the pay phone for change, and not nearly as lucky as you would think. People are really good about grabbing their change. Well, at least they were then. Anyway, so I started finding like washers and nuts and bolts and little pieces of different kinds of shiny things on the side of the road, and I started collecting those. Took what money I had and I went to Michael's and I purchased some twine, or hemp twine, or something that looked like hemp twine. I don't know if it really was, but, and I started, and some safety pins, and something that equaled out probably less than a couple bucks worth of material, and I started making hemp bracelets and necklaces and anklets. Back then, that was something that, you know, at least my group of people around my age, or, you know, liked. And I started creating those things, and I started selling them for a couple bucks here and a couple bucks there, and I made enough money to take a shower at a campground, and because you had to pay by the minute, or maybe not by the minute, I think you had to pay like 5 minutes at a time, and it cost you like 50 cents or something, I don't know. Anyway, so I started doing that, and then I was able to make a little bit of money to get some socks. Believe it or not, socks are a big deal for the homeless. And not the white ones, by the way, because they have a bleached material and it will actually eventually hurt their feet. Anyway, so I made enough to do that. Just a second here. So this water, it holds a gallon. I don't like the water itself, but that's its job. Here, you want to take this in? It's fresh water. Oh. Anyway, and I remember every nut and bolt that I picked up off the ground, I was thankful for, because I knew that meant that I could make something, and then I could sell it, and then I could eat. So I know that even when you have nothing and nobody, there's always something. We can't base our gratitude off of how we feel, because our feelings are just feelings. Not to minimize their value or their impact, or the validity of them, or anything like that, but they are just feelings, and they're a poor representation of what is true. There are some days I don't feel like getting up and farming because it feels like just too much. But that's not true. It's not too much. I just took you on morning chores with me. It's not too much. It's just, feelings are a poor representation of truth. We have to boss our heart around. We have to tell ourselves to get up and get going, to look around us and thank God for the nuts and bolts on the sides of the roads, or the $1.99 sale on twine, or somebody giving you a pair of black socks instead of white ones. I think at one point I had probably an entire backpack full of socks. But anyway, all that to say is there's so much to be grateful for. We have so much to be thankful for. Thanks for coming along on morning chores with me this morning. Aren't the pigs adorable when they're eating apples? Our friend Lucky has some apple and pear trees on his little yard, and they had fallen to the ground and they were going bad, and he asked us if we would want them, and so some of their friends gathered them up and put them in tubs for us, and we went to his house the other day and picked them up, and man, so much to be thankful for. So many people willing to work hard and give us things to help nurture our animals on the farm. So much to be grateful for. Anyway, thank you for coming along with us this morning. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our channel. That's what best supports us. God bless you guys. Have a great day.